Hey, this is BlindFox and welcome to my Ration review. Please support the channel, please subscribe and please go and donate on patreon.com. So today is the lunch portion of our French R.C.I.R. Menu number 2, packed in 2020, expires in 2023. We're going to do our minestrone soup, our mango tea, this is the same tea we actually had at the previous French ration, our mint tea. We're going to do our nougat and our fruit jelly jello thing. We're going to do the chocolate whatever. So if you can read there we go. How this will be. We're going to do the chocolate biscuits as well. There is a salty biscuit if we want to use it with our food, and we are going to do the chicken couscous. Only I have to actually do some, just get the can open first because, well, there's something going on there. There's no smell here, so this can hasn't popped open. But I can't just open it, so I must use some pliers or something just to bend it back. Because I don't think I will be able to get the opening thing past there. So I'll be careful when opening it. So I will be heating up everything since it's French and it needs to be heated. This I think it's a 200 to 250 mils, I'm not exactly sure, I will have to check that. I can't find how much we should put in there now, but we'll go then and heat up everything and mix everything and we'll be back. So here we go, we've got most of our stuff. I found the little spoon, but this is from the previous ration, not from this one because there was no spoon. This is my substitute for if I get bored about eating with this one. So the first is our soup, and we're not going to use the little one because hello, it's a spork. So I don't know how this, if you would have gotten this ration in the field, how you would have eaten it, if everybody would have cut their tongues with their knives, or how, I hope for their sake they've got cutlery and don't rely on that little spork thing. But we've got some minestrone, we've got some lovely vegetables there, some lovely noodles, smells tomato-y, carrots, there's some peas, so let's taste. Not too salty. Sort of tomato, but not overwhelmingly tomato-ness. We do have the noodles are soft. The vegetables is a bit not as soft as the noodles. We are still, of course, waiting for our food, so we will just start with this. Must just remember what I've done. We might use the salty ones, but I'm gonna actually use the salty ones at supper. I just had it there for if I want to use it with something. You can of course use the salty ones with the soup, your salty biscuits, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. Here we've got, I think this is again the same one, sort of a strawberry raspberry one. You can see they're very difficult to actually tear, very dark. Not really sure what the flavor is here. Maybe not strawberry, maybe I think blueberry or some other flavor, but it's raspberry, chewy, so you get the tartness of the fruit in there, then you get the chewiness of the jelly or jello as the Americans say, and you get the sweetness of the sugar. It's quite nice. The next thing we are going to do is our, what is this? Our nougat. A bit harder than the previous one, so maybe it's a bit older. It does have a slight paint smell, but as I said before, I think that can actually be the combination of the fruit and the nuts in here. A bit of an older nougat. You actually have to chew quite... It's sort of very, almost started to dry out. It's not as nice and soft as it sometimes is. More a bit chewy. Interesting, but it doesn't taste bad. It doesn't have that paint taste. And then we get our biscuits. There is our chocolate biscuits. You can see chocolate with chocolate chip this time. The other ones just had chocolate chip. Very chocolatey, and I can't get this thing out of its container. So let's see if we can get, it's very, very, you can see there it's a solid thing. It's not as the previous chocolate thing we've had in a ration a while back. Let's see if we can actually lift this out. There we go, it's much more solid, you can see there. A very solid, really it's a very solid moussey type thing. There's no cake in here. It's just sort of a very, very solid, almost like more a chocolate. It almost wants to be a solid chocolate, but not really. It's sort of a solid chocolate mousse. I'm not sure how to put this, but it's very, 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 it's not sort of, it's not a cake. It's not a mousse. It's sort of an in-between, but it's a very, very fine structure. I've tried to figure out what it is. It could almost be sort of a, what do you call those things again? The stuff you get in chocolates, almost that, but just a bit harder, more solid. I'll think about it. Ganache, almost ganache, but a very, very, as you see, a very, very, not really a very solid ganache. So we'll go and get our food. I think that should be hot now. Of course, forgot our mango iced tea, and we still have got our mint tea to do. And of course, when I've opened it, like sometimes it did sort of spray a bit, but since I always use what are these kitchen towel things, it didn't spray on me or on the kitchen. You can see here, this is the side that was dented, and of course it was luckily under it was still sealed, because when the moment the pressure went, some of the sauce on this side went as well. Here we can see some couscous. You can see this side, I think it's got a bit more sauce, as we can see. So I said this side a bit sprayed out. You can see some, I think there is a piece of chicken there, because it looks like that. Yep. It smells curry-like. So let's taste some. Very difficult to eat with this little spoon thing. Definitely curry. Chickeny. Gonna take the other spoon because frankly it's just easier. But you must really try to eat with the spoon once. So taste again. Tomato curry. This side not as much couscous, this side a bit more of the couscous. Curry, tomato weenie. You really have to mix some of this tomato stuff this side with the couscous on this side, just to get it nice and through, nice and the sauce nice and for everything. This side nice tomato curry. You can see there's some meat pieces. You really have to mix this before you eat it. Couscous is not too soft. The meat is real chicken pieces. It's not prefab meat, so you do get some structure there. The meat is also not too dry. Quite nice. Slight burn from the curry. I'm not going to add extra salt and pepper. I said the tomato curry. Not too bad. It is flavorful due to the tomato in it. It is nice and hot. The curriness there. It's actually nice. I actually like this. It's not overwhelmingly curry, but there's enough sort of a burn in there to help. A bit of cumin maybe. But it's nice. And there were nice chicken sausages in here as well. Sort of 2-3 of them. Thin sausages, nice meat. Quite good. Not only the big chicken pieces. So we do our mango iced tea. It doesn't taste mango. It just tastes sweet and fruity. think a nice combination of the curry. I didn't know it was curry, but hey. So we'll taste another little bite here. Not bad. And then our mint tea. Just nice, very mint tea-ish, and I've had this steeping for a bit. Not bad. Let's do our soup again. And if you want to have some fun with this, I think the soup will actually complement the curry nicely. It's also tomatoiness. You can always mix this and the soup and the food just for fun. It won't taste that bad. The soup will add an extra more tomato in layer to this. It's not extremely salty, the soup, so it won't add a lot of salt. And then the curry will add an extra little thing to the soup. So this is all the food, and we've tasted everything. I'm not going to do the salty biscuits. Decided I'm not going to do it, but you can do it with your curry, and you can of course do it with the soup. It will work. And the rest, okay, the soup is nice tomatoey, not overly tomatoey, but not overly salty. You do taste the vegetables, and you get sort of a little, the noodles is very soft. Tea, mint tea. Our chocolate, I think it's a gâteau or something like that. Very nice. As I said, very, very firm. Actually, I like it. It's very chocolatey, it's very cocoa-y. It's almost more cocoa-y. I think yes, it's more cocoa-y than their the chocolate. So very cocoa-y. Chocolate biscuit, sweet, chocolatey, get the chocolate chip taste. Our nougat is a bit of an old nougat, but it doesn't have that paint taste, although it's a very chewy nougat now. The what's the other thing? The jelly thing, or jello thing, whatever you want to call it. It's nice, it's chewy. It's a sort of a tart fruitiness, and then also sort of a soury fruity taste. That berry, I think it's a blueberry, I'm not exactly sure, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, whatever. But you do get the sort of a soury berry taste, and then you get the chewiness of the jelly or jello, and then you get the sugariness, which is nice. And then we've got our food. Oh, mango iced tea is not bad. Actually goes well with the curry. We've got our couscous curry. We've got a lot of couscous on one side, and then a lot of the other sauciness on the other side. A bit of the sauciness on the couscous side, of course, spurted out when I opened it. So it was under pressure, so there was no compromising here. I thought I wouldn't be able to open it, but it did actually open, although it was sort of bent in there. So this is our ration, and it was the French R.C.I.R. menu number 2, packed in 2020, expired in 2023. It was packed in 2020, so this is our ration. And of course we didn't have this little French spoon there, so I don't know how they were supposed to eat it, although I just like to use the little spoon for fun. But there was no little spoon there, so I don't know how they are supposed to eat it with that. Do they get, hopefully they get cutlery, because really, it would be a bit bad. Anyway, so that is why I just use a little spoon so that we can get, well, eat better. So this is our lunch. Quite nice. I liked everything here. So, and it was French. It was basically good, except for the nougat, which is a bit weird, but it doesn't taste weird. It just has a weird structure. So thanks for watching my lunch. I really enjoyed everything. And see you at dinner. It's going to be interesting.